Hi everyone, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm broadcasting to you live from the beautiful city of Budapest in Central Europe. Hello members, hi Paula, hi Parth, good to see you in class on time. That's fantastic. All right, students, today, IELTS writing task 2. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Style question. Hi, Danny from Japan. Hi, Harminder. Good to see more members joining in. And it's a members chat class. Of course, members, this is your chance to shine. You get more interaction from me as well, less of you in. And it's one of your perks, so always remember to send requests for these classes. In fact, today's task 2 question was requested by Begzod, last second request, so it was good timing. Hi, Maninderjeet. Good to see you in class as well. For those watching, you can visit us on our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS. That's this website here with the blue background. Click that big red button to join us. And for general IELTS, it's this one here with the green background. Click that big button to join us. Get our practice exams interactive course, over 100 hours of video lessons as well. And you can download our app, Academic IELTS Help, from iTunes or your Play Store. All right. Members, non-members, remember, you can always send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. Hi, Rekha. Hi, Naveen. Begzod, your task 2 question coming up here. So happy you're in class. Central European time for these live sessions. Today, we're doing this members chat, and I will post on our community board the next couple weeks of schedules later today, so check back, okay? Remember, there's no class tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. The next session will be on Wednesday, and I will have that schedule up. Hi, Marwa. Hi, Paula. All right, let's get to our question. So here we go. IELTS task 2 writing. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Due to the development and rapid expansion of supermarkets in some countries, many small local businesses are unable to compete. Some people think that the closure of small shops will bring about the death of local communities. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Use examples and explanations from your own experience. Write at least 250 words, minimum 250 words. Okay, students, so members, first step, of course, paraphrase the question. It's a long one, but definitely important to paraphrase it. So paraphrase it. I will do the same. Remember, use synonyms, antonym negatives, description, so lots of ways to paraphrase. So paraphrase this. You can simplify this question as well. Sometimes these long-winded IELTS questions you can actually ask in a more simple or in a simpler way. I'm going to paraphrase it. You do the same. Okay, just keep paraphrasing. We'll compare in a moment. I'm not speaking too much right now because I don't want to disturb you, members. All right. Still paraphrasing. Give you a second more. Meanwhile, take a look at my paraphrase for those of you getting along. As a result of the establishment of mega stores in several nations, local vendors are not able to keep pace and go out of business. The extinction of local businesses may bring about the end of tight-knit communities. To what extent do you agree, or to what degree do you believe this is the case? All right. Naveen says the growth and evolution of big bazaars around the world has made a significant impact on local businesses and leads to them shutting down. Okay. Certain people believe that this leads to the demolition of local communities. Naveen, that's a nice paraphrase, okay? I like your choice of words. Demolition of local communities. It's good. It works. Evolution of big bazaars. Interesting way. We don't actually use the word bazaar so much anymore in everyday English, but not on the west coast of Canada, but it works. A bazaar is usually like an open air style market, Naveen, but it works. Okay. Rekha says, with an increasing number of malls, micro businesses fall. Certain individuals believe that this situation will end regional communities. Rekha, just a couple of corrections, but very good overall. You don't need the word down in that context for businesses fall, okay? Paula, big markets are increasing in most parts of the world. Due to this phenomenon, small shops are closing down because of an inability to compete with low prices. Just a little bit of a difference there, Paula. But Paula, good. Okay, right track. Absolutely. Just a slight correction. Danny, nowadays, expansion of supermarkets is common practice because it is much more economically efficient in comparison with local shops. But to what extent is this an appropriate approach? Danny, so your paraphrase isn't quite the exact same. Be careful with that, introducing new or different information. When you paraphrase, you really want to keep it exactly the same or as close as possible to the original. But you're not completely far off, Danny. You're close, okay? And I think you have some useful information for the essay, all right? Because of big markets in some countries, the small markets cannot stand against them. Begzod, careful not to overcomplicate. That's awkward English the way you've written that, so you'd want to rephrase. Also, Begzod, stay away from the word will in the essay altogether, even in the planning. So try not to use the future participle will, jumping to the future. All right? Kisi, in some nations, because of the expansion of supermarkets, lots of small local shops lose due to competition. Some individuals believe that the shutdown of small businesses affects local communities. Again, Kisi, also don't use the word will. Okay, avoid that word will. Couple of word use mistakes, Kisi. Careful with that. Okay. All right, students. Otherwise, pretty good. Here's my paraphrase. As a result of the establishment of megastores in several nations, local vendors are not able to keep pace and go out of business. The extinction of local businesses may bring about the end of tight-knit communities. To what degree do you believe this is the case? Tight-knit, that expression that I'm using there, means that people are close to each other. So neighbors know each other, children play together on the playgrounds together, teachers, parents know each other, and so on. So it's a good one to learn. All right. So let's identify the topic and the controlling idea. What is the topic here? What are we talking about? What are we actually talking about? What's the topic? It's a little bit tricky here to clearly identify topic and controlling ideas, but very important. So what's the topic? Marwa says the topic here is local communities. Rekha says the topic here is closure of small businesses. Naveen says it's the downfall of local businesses as a result of supermarkets. Notice that you all have, Paula says it's supermarkets. Notice that you all have different topics. That shows you right away that this is a tricky question, okay? Because ideally, you should all have the same topic figured out, okay? Preeti, another different topic, supermarket development. So what is the topic? Think about it this way, okay? I'm going to help you a little bit here so that in the future, when you get this kind of a question, you can figure out what the topic is. So let's look at the original question, okay? Let's read it together again. Due to the development and rapid expansion of supermarkets in some countries. This first sentence, notice how it's the dependent clause, okay, in the subordinating conjunction. So as a result or because of the development, right? The topic is usually never in the dependent clause in a cause and effect sentence. So supermarkets is most likely not the topic here, okay? Many small local businesses are unable to compete. Local small businesses are unable to compete. That's the independent clause or the main clause in this subordinating sentence or this complex sentence. So the topic could be in here. Okay, this is definitely one place where it could be. So here, local businesses absolutely looking like the possible topic. But let's keep reading, okay? Some people think that the closure of small shops. Now, that should be your second hint, okay? You have local businesses here, and then you have small shops here. So you have a repeat of this same noun, right? So that gives you a really good idea that that's going to be, again, maybe the topic. Will bring about the death of local communities. Okay. To what extent do you agree or disagree? All right. So this is the reason why the local businesses are going out of business, and this is the result, the possible result. Okay. So reason and result. Okay. So here, the topic arguably is local businesses, okay, or the role of local businesses, okay. So Kisi and those of you who said small business are more accurate, okay. So hopefully in the future from this explanation, small businesses, small or local businesses. Okay, let's call them local businesses. It's a little bit better. Does that make sense, members? So what I just showed you there, is that clear on how you identify the topic in this case? Is that clear? Okay, Naveen says that was pretty clear. All right, so remember, look for repetition of nouns, okay? Look for the independent clause if you see a subordinating situation, all right? And keep thinking of the question, what are we talking about or who are we talking about? Hi, Aigul. Okay, so local businesses is the topic. So what's the controlling idea? Okay, what's the controlling idea? Thank you, Paula, for confirming on that as well, Maninderjeet. Now here, again, if you want to have a chance to write a band 7 or higher essay or even a good 6.5, you really have to know what is the controlling idea just as well as the topic. So what's the controlling idea? Now, of course, right away, I hope most of you are thinking, well, it's either going to be something about supermarkets or something about the death of local communities. So what is it? Rekha, not so much. Okay, not so much. All right, you should have gone with the second suggestion that I gave because So Marwa says, will local communities die because of the closure of local businesses? Yeah, we're not talking really about the development of supermarkets, if that's good or bad. Parth, that would be a different essay. So that would be a different question. Are the developments of or some people believe that the development of supermarkets are positive while others disagree. So that would be a different question. Okay. So the controlling idea is the connection that local businesses or their absence has on local communities. The supermarkets is not actually that interesting for us in this case. That's just a lead up. That's just IELTS giving you context, okay? So the dependent clause in this question, and Begzod, I hope this helps you now a little bit because this was your requested topic for this class, and it was a good one, Begzod, so thank you. So this part here, the IELTS people included into the question because it gives you a context, right? It's kind of strange to just say local businesses are dying. Then the students will think, what? Why are local businesses dying? What's going on? So all IELTS is doing with this first part here is they're just giving you context. The topic of the question is really here, and the controlling idea of the question is here. Once you have that figured out, then you can do better planning, and then you can write a much better essay. Okay? The supermarkets, you're just using that for the background information, probably in your introduction. Okay? So that's just giving some context to this. What should I do next? So I want you to tell me, what should I do next? So now I'm feeling happy and confident. I figured out the topic. I figured out the heart of this question, the controlling idea. Now, what should I do? So now that I have these two pinned down, local businesses, connection that local businesses or their absence has on local businesses. All right, beautiful, very good. I'm so happy to see so many of those correct responses. Paula, Begzad, Marwa, Parth. Yeah, critical thinking. What, why, how? Clearly, right? I mean, logic now tells you that I have to quickly think about, okay, so what are local businesses? So what are we talking about here? Why are they important? How are they important in the context of the local community? Okay, so what is a local business? What is it? So what is the local business? Yeah, Danny, you will, by thinking of the what, why, how, be able to create a very clear position in the introduction. So, of course, the essence of what we're doing here is we're going for a powerful thesis statement, right? But to arrive at that powerful thesis statement, we have to work through the what, why, how mentally, okay? In the real IELTS, you need to do this very quickly. So Naveen says grocery shops. Naveen, an even better way to say that is corner stores, okay? Those are small grocery shops. They're also called, another way to call these local businesses, they're called mom and pop shops. Okay, that's a nice expression for you to learn. So mom and pop shops. Okay, privately owned small businesses, family businesses, right? Absolutely. Okay, so specific, specialized stores, right? So as opposed to, and this is why IELTS gives you the supermarket, because they want you to picture that as well. So instead of having all the choices in one big mega store, so groceries, flower store, sports equipment, and everything else like Walmart, for example, you have specialized stores, right? Okay, the local shops are usually specialized stores. Why? why are they local and why are they important to the community? Okay, so that's your next question. That is a very important question. I kind of gave that to you, but I hope that in the future you're able to come up with that question on their own. Okay, so Marwa says they sell local products, so they don't necessarily have vendors from the other side of the world. Sure. So this is a reason of the why. They sell local products. Sure. What else? They have the basic needs, but why are they called local beyond the fact that these shops are selling local products? Maybe high quality products in some cases. Sure, that's possible as well, Paula. Your Salam says it provides goods and services to local populations, right? Yeah, so local customers, because of history and close proximity. Okay, that's a really important one, students. So again, be visual, don't overcomplicate. Close proximity. Does everybody understand? Yeah, there you go. Who is that? That's Naveen. Naveen says, ease of access. Yeah, you don't need to get into your car and drive to the other side of town to go to this mega store, but you can just go out, use your feet, maybe hop on a bicycle, go a few hundred meters or a couple kilometers, and there you are at your local mom and pop electronics shop, and it's great. All right. They may also make handmade products, right? So local products. Preeti says handmade products. Possible, yeah. Okay. Small production, sure. All right. So again, don't forget the question, why are they important to small communities? So why is it important to a small community? Okay. Danny, that's a brilliant idea. Danny's saying barbershops, can that be a local business? Absolutely. And Danny, that's a very smart specific example to help you write a good essay here. Sometimes students, when you can come up with a really good specific example for the topic of the question, then it makes it much, much easier to write a good essay. And Danny has just put his finger on basically the golden egg for this example, which is a barber shop. Why would a barber shop be crucial for small communities? What does a barber shop provide other than the service of having or getting your hair cut there or having people's hair cut? So what is that? So, and I'm going to give you that as a tip for future, because once you have this topic, thinking of a good specific example for the topic, great specific example for the topic, can help you to write an awesome essay. Okay, and in this case, the example here is the barber shop. Okay, that's brilliant. Works fantastic. Let's see. So why? So why that barber shop? Think of women's hair salons as well. What happens there beyond the service? I'm sure some of you are thinking of this right now. So if you visualize it, what are people doing? Okay, Paula says people are getting individual attention. They're doing more than that, Paula. So not just individual attention, but they are places for socialization, right? Communication, students, is the thread that binds us all, okay? It's our potentially most human characteristic, is our social nature, right? So local shops give us places to socialize, to meet our neighbors, to meet our friends, to go there with our families, right? So that's why barbershop is such a brilliant idea, because it is arguably much, much more than just a place for people to get their hair cut. There's all kinds of stories and nicknames for barbershops because they are the library of the local community, right? So they sell local products, sure, that's a good idea. They sell the products of the community, and they are places for socialization and building bonds in communities. Okay, so if you've gotten to this critical point in your planning, you're doing great. All right, so if you've identified for this question, the topic is local business, the controlling idea is connection of local businesses and what happens in their absence, and then you realize the important why question. So why are they local? Why are they important to small communities? You're able to answer that question in detail. You've thought of a good specific example like a barber shop or a hair salon, or think about a local coffee shop, okay? Instead of quickly running into a McDonald's in Walmart or just buying some quick cup of coffee, you're actually going to your local coffee shop, hey, or your local restaurant. That's really important for building community spirit, right? So if you've gotten that, now you're off to the races. Of course, the how, sure, it's important, but you can think about that. So talk to the barber about his kid's birthday because he is also also your neighbor. Okay, so that would be an example of the how, but you'll come up with those hows easily now if you have those why questions answered clearly. So now we want to develop our thesis. All right, members, here is your chance to shine. So based on this information, based on what we just discussed for topic, controlling idea, the what, the why, create your thesis statement. Again, read the original question before you write your thesis. That's a very smart step. Okay, here's the original question. Due to the development and rapid expansion of supermarkets in some countries, many small local businesses are unable to compete. Some people think that the closure of small shops will bring about the death of local communities. To what extent do you agree or disagree? When you write your thesis, you must pay attention to this and you must respect that in your answers. So write a good thesis statement. I would recommend first person voice for this essay. You might choose third person, but I would probably personally do first person because I think we all have real life experience with this topic. So I would do an I style statement for the thesis. Just make sure to include these points. Okay, so to what extent? I completely agree. I somewhat agree. I completely disagree. Up to you. Just choose the easy path. Okay, choose the easy path. You have about 36 minutes to write the essay now because you spent the first 3-4 minutes making sure about the topic and the controlling idea and your critical thinking. So waiting for those thesis statements. I'll write my own while you're doing that, members. If you have questions, let me know. I'll help. Your Salam, that's a good point as well. Employment to the local community. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Hopefully some good thesis statements coming up as well. I'm kind of working away on mine here. Paula says, although superstores are replacing small family shops, I strongly believe that the community affected by the disappearance of local businesses and everybody should take part to conserve them. Paula, you're not answering the question with that, okay? You're answering a different question. So if I read your thesis, Paula, I think that the question is about the importance of keeping small shops in communities, okay? So it's about, you're talking about the conservation of these small shops instead of how they are needed for the maintenance of local communities. So I think you're off mark there, Paula. It's a little bit a misdirection. Okay, Naveen says, in my opinion, I completely agree. You don't need to double that, Naveen, just one or the other. Okay, so just start with I completely agree. I completely agree with the notion because supermarkets are not only making locals bankrupt, but also reducing local employment. Again, Naveen, the topic is not supermarkets. Supermarkets is just background information, so we don't need it in the thesis. Okay, does that make sense? Marwa says, from my point of view, local businesses deteriorating bring about the death of local communities since these vendors are critical for people's socializations and livelihoods. Okay, Marwa, that was good. I had to do a little bit of correction there. Again, you have the same as Naveen. You're doubling the from my point of view, I believe. That's awkward. Just used one. Okay, but you're definitely on the right track there. Danny says, I completely disagree with the idea of replacing mom and pop shops with big companies. Local businesses are vital for not only creating tight-knit societies, but also maintaining local economy. Okay, very good. Danny, I didn't actually see your second comment. I just finished your sentence, but I'm happy that you finished it the same way. So that was good, okay? Danny, other than a few mistakes in your grammar word choice, you have a very good thesis as well. Okay, you're clearly on topic and clearly with the right points. Kisi, although supermarkets provide a variety of items, I strongly agree that small businesses boost local communities' economy and bring about the convenience to residents who live in the area. Kisi, you're close. Okay, you're close. Your points in your thesis should always be parallel. Your second point is a little bit awkward grammatically. Let me read yours one more time, Kisi, and make a couple changes, okay? So here we go. Although supermarkets provide a variety of items, I strongly agree that small businesses are vital for local communities' economies and connections. Let's use that word, Kisi. Economy and connection. Okay, connection being socialization, right? Or society. Could be another one. All right. Bagzot, I see that you did a rewrite there, which is good. Okay. Fantastic. Here's mine. I completely agree with the idea that local communities become extinct as mom and shop pops go out of business. These vendors are not only important to support economy, but to foster socialization. Okay, so here, clearly support economy and foster socialization. Foster means to give an environment for that to grow and to mature, okay? I could also use the word nourish socialization, but foster is good. All right, so I think some of your thesis statements were very close to mine. Okay, remember that here we're talking about the extinction of these local shops because of supermarkets, all right? We don't need the word supermarkets anywhere in the thesis because that's just the background information, okay? Encourage is a good word, Naveen, instead of foster. Yeah, absolutely. All right, your Salam, I'll read yours. Thesis statements are very important. They're never late, all right? So members, whoever's watching, it's never too late to throw down your thesis statement. Your Salam says, in my point of view, the vanishment of local businesses will negatively affect the local community. as they are vital for socialization and economy. Okay, keep your 2 points parallel. So noun, noun, socialization, economy. Raising the economy of the country, it's awkward, Yorusalam. We're talking about local communities, okay? So take out that ampersand sign, use the word and don't, and this is for all students, don't use the ampersand sign, okay, in your writing. And keep it more simple, okay? And again, Yorusalam, same thing in the beginning, just say, I strongly agree. Because the question is, to what extent do you agree? So just say, I strongly agree. Don't say, in my point of view, I strongly agree. That's the same, okay? All right, so now, students, we can write the introduction beginning with the hook. Okay, the hook should be on the topic, or should include the topic, which is local businesses. It should be interesting. All right, so let's do this. Okay, introduction starts with the hook. It's your interesting statement. Think about local businesses and write a hook. All right, I'm going to do the same. Keep your hook simple. Ladies and gents, your hook should be like 10 words or less, okay? Please don't write a 20-word hook. It's usually bad because it has mistakes and it's overly complex. Sometimes has an opinion in there that's not needed. Okay, so keep the hook simple. All right, here we go. All right, so I kept mine quite simple. Local businesses have been the epicenters of communities for centuries. Okay. Recent Western survey proves that local businesses contribute about half of the economy of their respective nations. Naveen, I don't know where you're going with that, but I don't think it's the right direction. Too complex. Not necessary. Okay, try it again, Naveen. Give me something a little bit more simple. Preeti says, local businesses are the fundamental source to live traditional values among society. Preeti, you're close. You have a couple mistakes in there. You can make that more simple, okay? Local businesses are the source of traditional values in society. Did you get that, Preeti? One more time. Local businesses are the source of traditional values in society. Simpler, clean, clear, accurate, works. You get good grade, okay? Parth, small businesses play importance in local communities. Girls, guys, don't balloon your ideas to other knowledge that you have in your life or that might be pressing in your mind. We're not talking about the country's economy, okay? Supermarkets also play a big role in the country's economy. Nobody's talking about a country's economy. It's local communities, okay? Country's economy is off topic. If I read country's economy anywhere in your introduction, members, right away, your IELTS band score is taking a nosedive because right away I'm like, oh, the student's going off topic. Comprehension score, accuracy score goes down. All right. Kesey, excellent. Members, have a look at Kesey's hook. Probably the best one, better than mine, I think. Local businesses make communities vibrant. Kesey, just keep it present, simple. Generalize it. Don't even go with the present perfect on that. I'll replace my hook with yours because yours is so awesome. So local businesses make their surrounding communities, just a little bit of a tuning, vibrant. Vibrant means colorful, lively, enjoyable. Okay, so that's the meaning of vibrant, the way that Kesey's using it. It's an excellent use of the word vibrant. Excellent context. All right. Danny says, convenience stores and local businesses are vital for maintaining the neighborhood. Danny, probably the second best one, my second favorite one after Kesey's so far. Very good. Okay. Yes, I know, students, it's not nice to pick favorites, but hey, that's how you know, and that's how you hopefully will compete with each other and write better and better. Competition is good for development. I'm a strong believer in that. Paula says, nowadays, people usually choose big supermarkets instead of local shops, which have a significant relevance in local communities. Okay, Paula, that's good too. Just be really careful with long hooks that have mistakes. You don't want to have a bad first impression, Paula, so you don't want to have mistakes. You might be able to say that in a more simple or in a simpler way, okay? So these days, people choose big supermarkets instead of local shops, which are vital for local communities. Something like that, Paula. So just simplify. Don't be really careful, okay? All right, good. So now we need to give the background. And here, the background is kind of given for you in the question, okay? This is where the supermarkets comes into play. So every day, I'm going to write my background. Students, you can watch me do this, but I suggest trying it yourself, okay? Doing your own. I'll dictate my background, and then we can plug in the thesis. Yes, Danny, you can absolutely say something about real experience, but save that for the body paragraph, okay? You're solemn. That's good, too, for a hook. Local businesses create the atmosphere for communities. You're solemn, I wouldn't even say exciting. I would just replace that with the article the. It's arguable that the atmosphere of a community is, in a large part, provided by the local shops that can be found there. Okay? So, here's my background. Every day, thousands of small businesses in neighborhoods go out of business I'm trying to avoid the word business so often, so go bankrupt and close their doors as a result of supermarkets controlling supermarkets taking all of the customers. Okay, I'm trying not to sound awkward there. Write your own background too. So again, this is where you can use your supermarkets. So local businesses make their surrounding communities vibrant. Every day, thousands of small businesses in neighborhoods go bankrupt and close their doors as a result of supermarkets siphoning all of the customers. All right, so now we can write about the importance, all right, of the question. So this is surely changing the culture of societies around the world. Okay, and then I just plug in my thesis. Keep writing, members. I will get to your background information also. I'm just putting together the introduction here. All right. Yeah, Danny, yes, you can say something about real experience. I think you're thinking of examples, but that would be, again, in the body paragraph, so I'm not sure if I answered your question there. Seems like you might be confused. All right, still waiting. Remember, still waiting for some more background. Here we go. So here's my introduction. Local businesses make their surrounding communities vibrant. Every day, thousands of small businesses, small shops. Again, avoid and practice doing this at home. So avoid redundancy and repetition. Okay. Small shops. I didn't like the idea of seeing businesses here and businesses here. So every day, thousands of small shops in neighborhoods go bankrupt and close their doors as a result of supermarkets siphoning all of the customers and profit. Siphoning means to suck away, like you're sucking away the customers, okay? This is surely changing the culture of societies around the world. That's the importance of this idea. I completely agree with the idea that local communities become extinct as mom and pop shops go out of business. These vendors are not only important to support economy, but also to foster socialization. Using a correlative conjunction there as well. Okay. Begzod says, many individuals believe that there have been a decrease in the number of local shops because of mega stores, which are encouraging customers to spend their money elsewhere. Okay, good, Begzod. A little bit of a difference in the ending, but very good. This has a negative influence on the community. Good, so you're going very direct with the importance of the question. Sure, that works. Okay. Now, what comes after is body paragraph 1. Body paragraph 1 is about the importance of local shops for supporting the economy. Okay. Body paragraph 2 is about the importance of local shops for fostering socialization, making connections among community members. And then your conclusion is emphasizing the strong extent of agreement and a take-home message that's clearly understood from your essay. All right, let's see what else some students have put up so far. All right. Preeti says, nowadays local businesses are on the verge of completely disappearing, and this affects small vendors. Just a moment, Preeti. As they are suffering with the necessary livelihood and faster proliferation of supermarkets. Preeti, I'm not too sure what the second part of your background is there, but the first part's on the right track. Okay. Danny says, nowadays maintaining local proprietary stores becomes more complicated than decades ago because of supermarkets. This means that the attitude of local businesses change in negative ways. Danny, again, don't use the future will. Okay, it's not necessary. Just generalize with the present tense. Use present perfect. Use present tense. Don't use future participle will. Harminder, in today's era, local markets are closing down. However, big stores and supermarkets are increasing day by day. This is changing the human demographic landscape of communities, or the social landscape of communities. Something like that, Harminder. Okay, you're on the right track, though. Kisi Zhang says, these days, supermarkets take up much more share of the economy than before, and small shops shut down because of weak competition. Okay, Kisi, good. Yep, that's a good first step for your background. You could. Begzod is asking, sir, can we add local shops affordability for local people in body paragraph 1? Absolutely, Begzod. If you can express that local shops are often more affordable than mega stores, simply because you don't have to pay for gas and parking, but you can just go there on foot. Yeah, it's arguable. Begzod, as long as you can make a clear argument for that and explain it, definitely, it's good. Okay. Supermarkets are taking over local shops as they are more powerful and competent. Your Salam, yeah, that's good for the background as well. All right, students, members, I'm going to leave body paragraph 1, 2, and the conclusion for you. I'm out of time, but I've covered the most important parts of this question, okay? If you can get to this point in the introduction, the rest of your essay should flow fairly smoothly and you should be getting a good mark or a good band score. By this point, you should have good thoughts, good components coming into these body paragraphs. You just need to pay attention to your choice of language, your sentence structure, your grammar structure. Make sure you don't make too many mistakes there. Members, please send your full complete essay to me by email so I can give you some feedback. Okay. Again, my email is adrian@aehelp.com, so send it to me there. Paula's asking, can I finish this essay and put it up on the website? You know what, Paula? I'll do one better. I'll finish the essay and put it up in the members members community board. How does that sound, Paula? Does that sound good? So I'll put the complete essay, but I want to give you, I'll do that in the next 1 or 2 days, okay? I want to give you a chance to write it on your own first, and then you can look at the Band 9 example that I'll put up in the member community board, okay? So you'll see that in your member community board. Sure thing, Paula, sure thing. My pleasure. All right, remember, students, viewers, becoming a member, one of your perks are these members chat classes. You get to request classes, you get access to our 6 full exams, and when you're a member, you also get the cool little icon beside your head, beside your name, those little hero heads. So lots of reasons to be a member. Check us out on our websites. This is for general IELTS. It's the green background. Hit that big red button. Join us there. For academic IELTS, go to aehelp.com and click that red button. Join us there. Members, thank you so much for your support. Hats off to you. As always, really, you make a lot of these lessons available, not just for you, but also for the free viewers. So thank you on their behalf also. And have a great rest of your week. I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, on Wednesday, and I'll have that schedule up soon also. Thank you, Maninderjeet. Thank you, Begzod. Bye, Preeti. Bye, Your Salam. Bye, Harminder. Bye, Paula. Bye to all of our members. See you next week.